Hey, so we are very close. We are just a video away from opening up the code editor and typing in some lines of code for creating our first example app, which is Mac Changer. Yeah, you heard me. We are actually starting our first example app without even getting into basics of Python. Because as I said, we'll learn the basics while creating the practical stuff or creating this example app. So let's first look into the Make Changer program. So let's find out what is basically a Make Changer program. Let's first look at what MAC address is. MAC stands for Media Access Control. In short, it is a permanent physical unique address assigned to a network interface by the device manufacturer to your device, which is used to access, identify, or distinguish your system from others. So whether you have wireless or wired card on your PC or an Ethernet card, each one of these has their own unique MAC address. So that means that there is no two PC having either wireless or wired card embedding your MAC address. In this world, each card has its own MAC address specific or unique to the device. And one else thing, the MAC address is not something similar to IP address, because the MAC address comes embedded on the device and it remains as is. That means suppose we have an Ethernet card in PC having MAC address 0001, we take it out and put it in another PC. So the MAC of that card would remain the same as 0001, not like the IP address that gets changed each time system gets changed or router gets changed. Now you would say, what is the difference, or what's the purpose of MAC if we have an IP? Well, the IP is used on internet to identify the systems, like where to send the data or to which system we need to send data. And the MAC address is used within a network to identify system. So suppose we are willing to send someone data so that the actual data transfer would contain source MAC and destination MAC. So the packet would know that where to go and where I'm sent from. So why you should change the MAC address? What's the purpose of changing the MAC address? As previously discussed, this MAC address comes embedded on the card from manufacturer, and it is used to identify your system. So if we do some dirty stuff on the internet, people can track us or chase us using this MAC address. But if we change it, then we are anonymous on the internet. So what I'm trying to say here is we change MAC address in order to be anonymous. But our aim just doesn't stop here. The MAC address is also changed because this MAC is also used to allow or deny certain privileges to you in a network. Like that could be that a company just allow their employees to get connected to their Wi-Fi. So even if you know their Wi-Fi password, you cannot still connect to their Wi-Fi. In that case, you can change your MAC address to one of the employees' system in the company and get access to their Wi-Fi. So that means using the skill of MAC address. So that means that using the skill of changing MAC address, you can impersonate other devices as well as bypass certain filters and anonymize yourself. Now let's get into the meat and actually open up the terminal and learn how to actually change the MAC address. So just a note that in this video we'll manually change the MAC address, and in the upcoming few videos we'll automate the entire stuff using Python. So in this video we are not using Python, we are just doing everything manually, and then in the later upcoming videos we'll do everything automatically. So I have logged into my Kali machine and I have opened up the terminal, and if I'm willing to list all of the Ethernet cards, I will write if config, and it will list all of the connected cards with my PC. So right now we are seeing two cards connected to our PC. One is the ETH0 and the other one is LO. These are both virtual cards that are created by the VM workstation when we made the setup of NAT network. So that's why it's showing me like these are not the real Ethernet cards connected to my PC. These are just virtualized. Like if I come over here, you can see that I'm connected to the network widely, but in real I'm connected with a Wi-Fi. So that's not the case. It is virtualizing everything and showing me the virtual things. But anyway, our main purpose is how can we change our MAC address, whether that's real or whether it's virtualized the way we are seeing it within that network. So let's examine the properties of this ETH0. If we are connected to internet, it will show us this IP address as well as the net mask and as well as the broadcast. If you are not connected to an internet, it will not show these things. The thing that we are concerned with is this MAC address. So the Ether is the MAC address of any network card. If you are willing to change it, the first thing we will do, we'll take this ETH0 down. So how can we take it down? We can write ifconfig and then the name of the card that we want to take down. So that would be ETH0 and then down. If you log a command and you don't see any error, that means that the command ran successfully. So in my case, the command ran successfully. If I check ifconfig, now you can see that the ETH0 is disabled. Now let's change the MAC address. So for changing the MAC address, I will write ifconfig, then the name of the network that I want to change the MAC address of, then HW and then Ether, because we want to change the Ether property of the ETH0. So we'll write ETHER, and then I want to give the MAC address that I want to change to. So in my case, it would be 0.122.33.44.55 and 66. So make sure that you enter 12 characters, 12 numbers or 12 characters or alphabets, and you separate them with a colon. So when I press enter, now we need to, so previously we disabled the ETH0, now let's enable it by writing ifconfig ETH0 up. And now if I write ifconfig, you can see that the MAC address of this ETH0 has been changed to the one we specified. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you did learn how to change the MAC address. These are just simple commands. I will paste them down in the description. Also, if you didn't understood anything in the video or anything related to MAC address, just comment it down in the description. Or there was something I was unable to explain, or there was something I missed. So just comment that down in the comment section, and surely I'll be there answering your questions. So have a pleasant day. Bye for now. Peace.